Hi, thanks for tuning in. My name is Dr. Myesa Mahoney, and I'm here to talk a bit about the Diploma of Criminology and Criminal Justice program we have here at Griffith College. So what is criminology and criminal justice all about? Well, basically it's a big interdisciplinary field, which means we're drawing on things from psychology, sociology, political science, and legal studies. Criminology and criminal justice really are about studying why people tend to engage in deviant behavior or criminal activity and how we as a criminal justice system can respond to that. So students that study criminology come from a wide range of backgrounds, and you have lots of job opportunities once you get out, once you finish your full bachelor's degree of criminology. A little bit about myself. I'm the program convener for this program. I've got a PhD in criminology, law, and society. I'm originally from America. So I've had experience teaching at lots of institutions, and I kind of oversee the quality of this program. So I make sure that we hire experienced teachers who know what they're talking about in the classroom and who can really give some quality instruction to students that take these classes. I also do a little curriculum development, maintaining good relationships with Griffith University to make sure that our students are really prepared for when they head into the second year of the bachelor's degree at Griffith Uni. So what does our program look like? Well, it's a one-year program. It's a one-year diploma. And if you study full-time, which would be 4 courses each trimester, you take 8 courses total. In the first trimester that you would study with us, you take courses like academic and professional skills development. Most or all diploma programs really take this kind of class as well. So it's building foundations about being able to do research, presentations, putting together essays, and kind of building that base so that you can have success in your assessments once you go across to uni. You also take a course called Police Courts and Criminal Law, and this course is kind of cool because you're asked to attend a live public court hearing and write an assignment on it. So really applying the things that you're learning in the classroom to watching it in real life. You take an introductory class, and that kind of covers really what you'd be studying at Griffith University throughout your first, second, and third year. And you take an understanding social problems class. This is a class that has real sociological theory as a base and looking at problems that we have in society, maybe like homelessness, public health crises, domestic violence, drug abuse, those sorts of things, and how they can contribute to criminal activity. Your second trimester, you'd be taking courses like law, government, and policy. And that's really kind of based looking at the legal system here in Australia and where we get laws from, where policy is developed, and how we institute that in the justice system. So kind of a higher level approach to what's going on in the legal system. You also take a class on Introduction to Forensic Psychology. Students really like this class because it's showing that psychology can be used in the criminal justice system, and you get to do some case studies and see what the literature has to say about using psychology in a legal sense. And everyone's favorite class is our class on homicide, and it's taught by a former or still current homicide detective for the Queensland Police Service. So he's had many years in the field investigating crimes, finding people who commit homicide, and seeing that process through from the initial point of when the crime happens. That's Mr. Greg Stevenson. He's been teaching with us for about 5 years now, and he's an absolute wonderful teacher who's really got that field experience. You also take a class called Doing Criminology, which is kind of an introductory research methods class, but you learn a lot of skills here, like learning how to read a research article, learning how to understand where we get information and why we ask the questions that we ask, so that when you go on to your second and third year classes, you've got a good base, a good understanding of social science research. Now, what can you do once you finish your Diploma of Criminology and Criminal Justice? Well, you are entitled to 80 credit points, which is essentially the first year of the degree, the Bachelor of Criminology and Criminal Justice. So once you finish here at Griffith College, you go straight over to Griffith Uni and can start in your second year courses. But you don't just have to take a straight Bachelor of Criminology and Criminal Justice. There are several dual degree pathways as well. We've got a Bachelor of Criminology and Criminal Justice and Psychology. So there are students who like that topic of forensic psychology and maybe want to work in the criminal justice system from a psychological point of view. And they find this degree really prepares them for working in the field like that. You can also get a Bachelor of Criminology and Criminal Justice and a Bachelor of Laws. Now these are for students who really want to go on to be solicitors and who have that love for practicing the law. And maybe not just from a social science or a criminal justice side of things, but really from the legal basis. So that takes about 5 years or 5.5 years to complete the dual degree with law. And you get 40 credit points when you matriculate into the Bachelor of Laws program. Now, once you get to Griffith University, those aren't the only dual degrees you can apply for. They've also got a dual degree with Government and International Relations, a dual degree with Criminology and Forensic Science, a dual degree with Criminology and IT. So if you're interested in cybersecurity, cyber intelligence, which is a real up-and-coming field of study here, you might want to consider that one. They've also got a Bachelor of Criminology and the Bachelor of Health and Human Services, which is a lot like social work. So I found several students pursue this degree path and are ready to go out into the workforce. So what is it you can do after you graduate with a Bachelor of Criminology and Criminal Justice? Well, the possibilities are really endless here. I have a lot of students who want to go into policing. So perhaps they want to apply and go to the police academy straight away after they graduate with a bachelor's degree. Or they might want to work in policing, but maybe not be a sworn police officer. There are lots of options to work with government agencies like the Department of Youth Justice, Department of Probation and Parole, or the Department of Corrective Services, where you don't have to be a sworn police officer, but you're still working in the justice system in some capacity, whether it be really direct, hands-on field work, doing home visits, supervision of probationers or parolees, or figuring out release plans for current incarcerees once they get out into the community. Community corrections are a really big and up-and-coming field as we're moving more away from custodial corrections. So I predict that we're going to have a lot of criminology graduates working in this area. With a bachelor's in criminology, you can also go on to do higher education. You can pursue an honors degree, which is another year added onto your bachelor's degree, and you do a research project that you come up with. So you find a faculty mentor, and you do a small-scale project where you might collect data or analyze secondary sources of data and really learn about what it's like to do research in the field, be able to write it up, and you might get a publication out of it, which is pretty cool. I've had students in the past complete the honors degree and now have gone on to study PhDs. Now, there are other opportunities for criminology students besides just working in policing or going on to higher education. Some criminology students are now working in non-government agencies, like agencies that assist domestic violence survivors, families that have been affected by violence, so relocation services, the Department of Domestic Violence Prevention, and they are affiliated with the justice system, but they're a non-government organization, which means they really are able to get into the community. I've also had people explore working in mentoring roles for young people, especially young people who are at risk of possibly going on to do delinquent or criminal behaviors. So, is criminology a good area to study? Yes, it is. We have so many jobs that will become available in the next 5 to 15 years. This is an always evolving area of public policy, of law, and the more educated people we can get out into this field, the more people we can find who have empathy, who really care about the communities, and who care about society, the better off we're going to be as a society. So, is criminology a good area to study? Yes, especially if you are curious about why people do what they do, or why we have a justice system that acts as it does. And having a good understanding can help you make good decisions when you get out into the world, into your own careers. So I hope you've enjoyed this. If you've got any questions, I'd love to hear them. Please feel free to send us an email, and I can respond personally if that would work for you. See ya.